Good morning. This is Catherine from Gauge Dye Works. I'm just going to add Andrea Rangel here. Oh, no, that's me. She'll join us in a second. I will introduce you to my other two special guests this morning. Good morning, Andrea.
Oh, look, it worked. I love that you are outside. That looks so gorgeous.
Outside today. My house is full of cats and children, so we're giving this a try. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me, but let me know if there's sound problems.
Sounds great. Yeah, it sounds really good. I have some like weird stuff in front of my own face here, which I can't seem to get rid of, but I don't think you're seeing it, so nope. I just don't need to see my face, I guess. Okay.
Huh. Well,
so gorgeous day. Beautiful to be outside in your lovely garden, which is kind of appropriate for our inspo.
It sure is. Yep.
We are delighted to see everyone who is here. Thank you for joining us. Today is our big reveal for our June project, which was some socks. So do you want to say an intro or anything before I like show the
well, maybe I'll just start. I'll like work our way up to what you're going to show people. Right. So this is our summer club, which we do every year. June went out last month, obviously. So we're just showing you what the club did last month. And then this month's club will ship out in a couple weeks. There's time to sign up for it if you want, but we're going to focus on last month. So this was the yarn. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and I used to knit together when she lived in Seattle and before she became famous. I don't know how famous. That is so delightful. I loved my knitting time in Seattle. That was, I lived there 2 separate times, and I definitely knit with people both times. So, hi, knits and dogs.
That's fun.
Yeah, that is really awesome. Okay, you can continue about the yarn.
Yeah. So the that one skein winds into 3 separate balls, and you can't. Maybe I'll show you. Those are actually both the same. It's just the throwing yarn all over the place. So there's 2 halves of a gradient, and then mine is now covered in pine nature's sparkles, but it doesn't have to be. You could not drop it on the ground. So we have 2 gradient halves and a really bright little mini skein, and then I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, and all that yarn is just in one skein. We have a reel today that you can watch in both Catherine and my feed, which shows you exactly how to wind this so that you get the 3 little cakes that Catherine just showed you, which I also have here. And what's funny about the fact that you had nature glitter on your yarn is that I just pulled these out for the first time since our photo shoot, and there was quite a significant amount of little scraps from walking in our socks and everything from the photo shoot. So yeah, the project was socks, and here they are. So we have outdoors.
Sorry.
We have this gorgeous gradient, which starts with the paler end of the green and goes all the way down to the darker end. And to keep it a little spicy, we have a little bit of color work right at the toe there. So there we go. We've got.
And can you hold it upside down so people can see as you're knitting? I guess not upside down, but that way up. As you're knitting, you start kind of knitting, I don't know, some grass.
Yeah.
And then you're going up, and there's the stem of a flower, and as you're knitting, you like watch the flower grow.
Yes.
And then it kind of pokes up above the grass, and then blooms.
And then you have this gorgeous bloom. And our inspiration for this whole club was kind of a garden that may or may not be slightly overgrown. And so the idea for me was like that, yes, gorgeous, that there's like grass or weeds or, you know, just like your general lawn situation. And then like you have these gorgeous big roses or dahlias. We called it Dahlia socks, but we kind of pictured any one of those big puffy pink flowers that has a million petals, just kind of emerging out of your garden. So this is sort of a celebration of like those gardens, which, you know, they don't have to be perfect, but they still have gorgeous kind of flowers coming out from them. So we've got this sweet little dots color work on the toe. And one of the other details that I really love is the heel. And let's see if we can make it, fill it out without having, still picking off little bits. So this heel is a little unusual in that it just puts the shaping in a different spot than a lot of these kinds of heels do. And so it creates this really sweet little detail under the bottom of your foot. And one of the things that I really like about this design and the yarn is that it is sort of like some special little secrets. Like if this is in your shoe, all you're gonna see, you know, is like, depending on how tall your shoe is, you're gonna see this sweet little green bit. But there's like, you as the knitter know that there's all these prizes just like hidden away in there. It's like your own little secret with all these little details that you know about and that you can pull off your shoe and show your knitter friends to impress them. But I kind of love that. It's like your own special secrets inside your sock.
Yeah.
So that is our June design. And we know that folks should have all received their yarn by now, yeah? For June?
I think so. There's probably someone who's farther away or had a, you know, but, and there's definitely one person who's like, I just left on vacation, you know, but we've done our part. The yarn is waiting for them when they get home.
Right. So
yeah.
So if you have gotten your yarn, you should have gotten your pattern as well, and then you can go ahead and cast on. There has been some really fun chat in the Gauge Dye Works Ravelry group, which is, if you get our newsletters, we've got links to that, and we'd love to see your work. It's a spoilers thread, but you've already seen all the spoilers for June, so we've spoiled it.
There's nothing left.
Yeah, we didn't really do a spoiler alert, but everybody's gotten their yarn and patterns now, so I think, or most people have gotten their yarn and patterns now, so we figured it was cool to do that. So
if you are in the club, come join us, and if you just go to Ravelry and search for Gauge, I guess you'll get to it. But if you're not in the club, you're welcome to join as well and just see what we're up to.
Yeah, just to kind of check out what the projects are like and what people are chatting about. We both check in there periodically, and I know you have, it's Rebecca, right, who checks in there pretty regularly. Yeah, so we kind of peek our heads in and give little hearts and answer questions if anybody needs that from us. So
so that's been fun. And I will show you, I'm testing out different reels and like interesting things on social media, so I will share one tomorrow, but I just was so pleased with myself. Look at these little guys.
Beautiful.
I did just like a teeny tiny gradient and a teeny tiny.
Oh, pretty.
Just so I can show the color palette.
Cute. Oh, I love those little minis, ultra minis.
Turns out these take a long time, but they're so cute.
Yeah, I can see why that would be time consuming.
And then so I have this box here, and the other thing in my box is the color palette for July. Do we want to maybe talk real quickly about July?
Yeah, we should. So if you've signed up for all 3 months, you don't have to do anything. Your July club will be shipping in a little bit. And so you'll be getting that. But we also offer, folks can sign up for 1 month at a time. So if you only signed up for June, or if you didn't sign up for June, this is your time to sign up for July. We'll have signups open for another week, and then not again until next year. So now's the time. Club signups are open for July, and I love July's design, the yarn, the inspiration. We know that like the folks who are already following us and love us would be on board with a fungus inspired design. So because we've loved turkey tail funguses and mushrooms, they're mushroom and fungus, it's the same thing. Fungus is just a funkier word. But we've wanted to do some designs inspired by that. You can see photos of what those look like in our Instagram feeds and reels. But they
one mosquito ruining the whole thing. Yeah.
The features that we love about them is they have these gorgeous like sort of stripes that are kind of like not ruffled but a little bit ruffled, and they have these really gorgeous colors. So we took the idea of the turkey tail mushroom and we kind of like what would happen if we like enhanced the colors, like kind of like instead of taking it directly from nature, because if you see them a lot of times they're really cool looking but they're mostly like brown and beige. And so we took kind of some of the colors that are a little more hidden in there or maybe not quite so bold, and we really enhanced them in our in the project. So the colorway is a lot more purple, and we have some like bright bits in there, and I really love how it came out. So it's we've got some stripes and we've got lace and we've got texture, and I'm really proud of the project being very straightforward to knit. Like I think folks will really get into a rhythm and find it very enjoyable. That's what happened with my testers. Some of them finished like in a weekend. It was like they finished very quickly because it was just like so hard to stop knitting it. And then the construction I think is just very simple but very clever, and I think the look turned out so beautiful. So do you want to talk about the yarn?
Great. So I do. But I will say, so our club, the idea is it is a secret. We send yarn and a pattern, but we want to give you enough information to know if you'll like the secret. For some people, they don't care. Someone will love it, but you might want to know that the colors are for you or generally. So we know it's a cowl or like a kerchief kind of thing. And then we do have on both our websites and Instagram and everything some color palette stuff, but like this is kind of a standard turkey tail, and you might have some deeper browns. But I was looking at pictures, and you can certainly find some reds and some oranges, and then you can find at least photos of purples. I went like really into the purples, and then Andrea requested this
chartreuse
greeny, and it was the perfect. I feel like colorways for them to really work, you always need a bunch of beautiful stuff, and then one kind of but then it just like pulls it all together.
Yeah, I would take
them all
a
over,
chartreuse any day. I'll just add it to anything, but I think in this case there's just a tiny bit of that color actually, and I'm in love with how it works out. So I think you will enjoy it.
Like just a hint, just to tie it all together. And we had a guy come through to give us a quote for a heat pump because we're going to melt to death in our new space. And he saw when I dye like a huge batch onto a big rack and then reskein it from there. And he saw the word turkey tail on the wall because I was keeping track of how many of each I dye. And he's like he goes foraging for mushrooms. I don't know what the word is for that, but that's his full-time hobby is like he's a forager. And he was like, so I see turkey tail, like what, tell me more about this. And I was like, oh, well, we're, the yarn we're dyeing is inspired by them. And it's actually that on the rack right there. So he's looking at a rack that was a lot of these like pretty wild purples and stuff. And he was like, I've actually seen all those colors in turkey tails around here.
Wow, that's validating.
This is this is the validation I didn't know I was looking for. But thank you, amateur
mycologist.
Mycologist.
Yes. Yeah. That's actually very cool. I think we definitely like pushed the boldness of the colors from what you'll normally see, but I do think it's based on actual nature, and I think that it's just a beautiful project when it's worn. So I think everyone will be delighted by our our inspiration, not completely sticking with the browns and beiges. I mean, we love brown and beige as much as anybody, but we also like a bit of purple and bolder colors.
Yeah.
So,
and I will say, my favorite browns and beiges are the colors of sheep. So you don't need to dye anything. You should just go get some undyed.
That's true.
Locally sourced if you got it, direct from the sheep and the farmer.
That's true.
So, but I can't make
Yeah.
that. So, yeah. Well, I think that's what I'm looking through my bin here.
Yeah.
I think that's what I have to show today.
Yeah, I think
that's my show and tell, and then I'll just have to clean up all the stuff I dropped all over the ground. But
that'll be fun. Picking the little bits off of it. But yeah. So you can cast on if you're a club member and join us on Ravelry. And if you want to join the July Club, now's the time. And there's links in my Instagram and Catherine's Instagram and our newsletters and our websites and all of that stuff. So thank you for coming and watching us. We will share this video again. We'll repost the replay, I guess, and I'll put it on my YouTube channel so that there are captions and so that you can search through the video if you want. So
yeah, sounds good. Well, yeah, thank you everyone for joining. This little guy's gonna say, "See you next time."
Thanks, Catherine.
This is how you can tell it's summertime and the kids are.
I love it.
All right. Thanks, Andrea. We'll talk to you next time.
Okay. See you next time. Bye.